Life is a time
पास क्या फर्क पड़ता है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, पता नहीं, जो तारी राय तो हमारी राय, nothing to do, nowhere to go, देखो सुनो मत बोलो, wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100% कर्नाटक, किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो, कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना, who asked you, leave at zero complaint level, मौज में रहो, be happy. श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः, गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म, तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः, तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। As is the vision, so is the perception. As is the perception, so is the interaction. As is the interaction, so is the experience. As is the experience, so is the quality of life. So where from it starts? It starts from what is our vision. See? If my vision is very limited, like one story, I can create as many stories as you want. See? The study of scriptures is meant only for this. We have to change our vision. There was a fish from the ocean. He went to a well, and in that well there was a frog. So the frog asked this fish, "Who are you?" He said, "I am fish." The frog must be Indian, because these questions are asked only by Indians. "What is your name?" He said, "Fish." "Where are you from?" "Ocean." "What is ocean?" "Ocean is water." "That I understand, ocean." "How much water?" "This much." A frog cannot think big. So the fish said, "No." "Then this much?" "No." He took a leap within the waters. "This much?" He said, "No." Out of sarcasm and frustration, he jumped diagonally from wall to wall. "Do you mean this much?" He said, "No, Baba." "Then how much?" "Come." They went to the ocean. And now the fish is asking, "Tell me, how much is the water?" See? Now from this story, what we have to understand. But instead of understanding, one old man was sitting in that satsang, right in the front. And he raises, "Swamiji, I got a question." He was so old and kind of dilapidated. I didn't want to bounce on him. Normally I bounce. So his question was, how the fish went to the well? He asked this question. And then he started looking at the audience. "See my question. How the fish went to the well?" I told him, "By Kingfisher Airlines." Now, what is the moral of the story? What we call in scriptures as Tatparya Nirnay. When something is said for what? In the same manner, what is the moral of the story? Moral of the story is this comes in the our Sanskrit books. Kupa Manduk Vritti. Kupa Manduk means a frog in the well. He cannot think beyond the well. This is all. And therefore, his understanding will be always limited. If this example is clear, in the same manner. What is the source of our knowledge? The sense organs, the mind, and the intellect. And therefore, whatever we know through these three agencies of knowledge, that alone is the truth. If something is beyond the scope of sense organs, mind, and intellect, it's a bluff, nothing exists. See how important it is. And therefore, when we tell you, if you can catch it, it will be easiest to discover your own divine nature. Statement is Pramana Nirapeksha Anubhuti, experience which does not involve sense organs, mind, and intellect. This is the truth. What does it mean? Experience which does not involve sense organs, meaning the five objects, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, the sound, the touch, the form, the taste, and the smell. These are no more associated with the truth that we are. Drop it. Then, mind. Mind can know only emotions. I like it, I dislike it. See? Mind is not involved. Therefore, you cannot say, I like God or I don't like God. There is no option given. Non-optional experience is the truth. Do we have option? I am or I am not? Think. And the third, intellect functions in the field of concepts. The truth is not a concept. See, once I was in Pittsburgh, and after my talk was over, the professor of that university or college, he said, Mr. Swami, you have presented the concepts very well. I said, my dear, I disagree with you because I did not talk concepts. You are a professor is a concept. Tomorrow when you are retired, you are an ex-professor. Ex means unknown. Today you are American citizen. Once you go to India, you will fall in love with India. You will become Indian citizen. You will not go back. Then that concept that I am American is a concept subject to modification. But I am or I am not, is this option available to us? When we have no option, whether I am or I am not, how will you know? Therefore, the real problem is we are trying to discover the truth through the known means of knowledge. Therefore, the simplest spiritual practice is just anything that is perceived through sense organs, mind or intellect, don't take it seriously. Sounds are heard by the ears. How do we listen to silence? Forms are seen by the eyes. How do we see the formless space supporting the forms? See, friends, this is known by the wise man, and other wise man doesn't understand this. Therefore, sarvan kaman saha apnoti na nanya janma karma bihi vartante shrotriye bhogaha yugapat karma varjitaha. Therefore, for the wise man, the experience is all desires stand fulfilled simultaneously in one go. See, our desires are step by step. So, what is the meaning of all desires are satisfied simultaneously in one go? Meaning, you are left with no desire. Friends, God realization is freedom from desires. And this God realization we all have in deep sleep, but we do not recognize this. The word comes pratyabhijnayate. About this recognition, I'll tell you one story. I landed in London Heathrow, and some lady was supposed to come and pick me up. So her friend, neighbor, he said, you be at home, I'll go and pick up Swamiji. I am free. He said, but you do not know him. How will you pick him up? Don't worry, Swamijis can be known anyway. They are always weird. So he came with a garland and everything on the airport. In each flight, there will be at least half a dozen Babajis. And they don't come in one go. According to the position in your queue, you come. So when Babaji came, he didn't know me. He has not seen me. He didn't want to know from that lady what I look like. So when that Babaji came, he came ahead and put a garland and namaste. And you are Swami Anubhavanandaji? I said, no. You are not? No. Then where is he? I don't know. But are there? Yeah, there are half a dozen Swamis inside. Will he say, okay, give my garland back? See, friends. Therefore, unless we know the truth, and what is the truth to be known? We are left with zero desires, no questions. That is one of the reasons I don't entertain question answers. That about which we have no question is the truth. Do we have question whether I am or I am not? And therefore, no more desires will bother this wise man. Yuva Rupi. Now hereafter, this topic comes in the Taittiriya Upanishad. It's very beautiful topic. Yuva Rupi cha vidyavan nirogo drudhachittavan sainyopeta sarva prithvim vitta purnam prapalayan. Imagine, sarvaihi manushkai bhogaihi sampanna trupta bhumipuhu yam ananda mamapnoti brahma vichya tamashnute. Now these two verses they tell. It's just an explanation. There is a young king and he is very handsome to look at. Vidyavan, and he is highly well read and healthy, nirogaha, drudachittavan, not confused, sainyopetaha, he has got lot and lot of army with him, and sarva prithvim vitta purnam, and he is ruling the whole world, which is not full of poverty, but vitta purna, with full of wealth. And continue, sarvaihi manushkaihi bhogaihi sampannaha, and all the enjoyments what a human being can think of, all of them are at his disposal. And trupta bhumipaha, and he is total content. See? Yam anandam avapnoti, such a young, healthy, intelligent, well-read king ruling the whole world, where there are no enemies, what will be his happiness? Yam anandam avapnoti brahma viccha tamashnute. The one who is abiding in his divine nature, he gets all of them. See? Now, for that king, how much efforts it is required? He has to work hard, he has to conquer all the enemies, he has to be well read, he has to be healthy, he has to be handsome. But the wise man, he gets all of them because everything is included. Now, here we have to understand, be very attentive. That experience which includes everything and excludes nothing is abidance in the truth. We'll go step by step. See? Again, I start with my typical example. All colors and forms are included in our vision. The red color is not green, green is not yellow, yellow is not blue, blue is not white. But all of them are included in the vision. And what is the vision? No color, no form. So the one who is abiding in the vision, he has included all the possible colors and forms. In the same manner, the wise man, abiding in the divine, he has included all the possible desires or experiences. Which are those? Bhagavad Gita. Sarvasya chaham hrudi sannivishtaha mattaha smriti jnanam apohanancha vedaisya sarvai ahameva vedyaha vedanta krut veda videva chaham. I alone support the four experiences that we go through. The waking, the dream, the deep sleep and samadhi. Therefore, he who knows this I, he knows everything. Now which I? Be very attentive. See, a waker doesn't know what is happening to the dreamer. Why? Waker is not in the dream. Waker and the dreamer, they do not know what is happening in the deep sleep because they are not in the deep sleep. Yet, we make a statement. I had good sleep, but in between I had bad dreams. Who can make this statement? We all make, isn't it? Who makes this statement? Waker cannot make. Dreamer cannot make. And a deep sleeper, he also cannot make. If he is sleeping, who will tell, I had a good sleep? Think. Then we come to discover that this statement is made in the waking state by the one who did not become the waker. See? Here is something, your example, it is something like the man makes a statement that in spite of my wife, I am happy. So this statement is not made by the husband. Husband cannot make this statement. Then, although he is playing the role of a husband, but this statement is made by the man. In the same manner, the same reality playing the different roles. When identified with the gross body, the Brahman, the reality, Bhagavan, Paramatma, he takes the role of a waker. When discard the body identification, that waker disappears, but the reality remains. Then the same truth, holding the conditioning of the mind, becomes the dreamer. And when that conditioning is dropped, dreamer disappears, but we continue to exist. That unbroken, uncreated, eternal presence is our essential nature, and therefore he gets everything what a struggling rich man can get it. So sarvaihi manushkai bhogaihi sappanna trupta bhumipuhu yad anandam amapnoti brahma vichatat ashnute. The one who is abiding in this truth, he gets everything because nothing is out of him. Martya bhoge dvayornasti kama trupti rata sama bhoga nishkama taikasya parasyapi vivekataha. See? Now, both the desire for enjoying the worldly objects is seen for everyone. See? But the desirelessness is seen only in the wise man. See, friends, our desires are a declaration of bankruptcy of happiness. Why we want something? Because we are incomplete. Incompleteness is the cause of all the miseries in life. Otherwise, tell me why a healthy, young, educated, earning well, and free boy think that I want to get married. Why he should think? Because what a life without a wife. So there is a sense of incompleteness. And then to remove that incompleteness, he gets married. Then out of the same mouth, without taking ashman, he says, what a life because of the wife. Hey friends, freedom from desire is spiritual practice. And what is the desire? We are obsessed with something or the other. What our children should do, what our in-law should do, all the time lost only in that. Live your life and live others. Therefore, this martya bhoge in worldly enjoyment, desire is not troubling for the wise man. And therefore, he is nishkama, free from desires. And how he achieves this? He achieves this vivekataha, only by proper discrimination. Now be attentive. What is the discrimination? This I have learned. What I am telling you is not from books. Where I learned this principle. Once I was in a beautiful place, somewhere in Norway. Such a lovely place, just like a picture postcard. A huge lake. Behind that lake, like this blue backdrop behind me, a huge mountain, as if a wall. And near the lake, all around, there was greenery. After a particular height, no vegetation, only rocks. And on the top, it was covered with the snow. And when I got down of the car, as if it became kumbhak. Ah, beautiful. Then I took my camera, photo and all that. And I told my friend, hey, whatever you have to get, I'll sit here. You get it here. It's so beautiful, so beautiful. First time. Then, in the evening, is it okay if I sit in the veranda and eat? Because I wanted to see this. It's okay. Next day morning, I know I should not trouble you. I'll sit inside the dining hall and eat there. Then third day, when is our flight tomorrow? As the time passes, our attraction towards anything dies away because manufacturer's defect. Human mind cannot remain attracted towards the same thing, same place, same person, same job eternally. Forget that dumb word love, love, love. There is nothing like love. Old couples stay together not because of love, because of a simple rule. It is easier to deal with the known enemy than to deal with the unknown friend. See, friends, it is the understanding which keeps them together, not love. And this understanding is abundantly available with the wise man. This Vivek. Therefore, we are in our happy mantra, Shatrau Mitre Putre Mahakuru Yatnam Vigraha Sandhav. Don't create friends and enemies in this world. Be friendly with everyone. Bhagavad says in Gita, Adveshta Sarvabhutana Maitrak Varuna Evacha. Who is a devotee? He is not a friend to a friend, but he is friendly with everyone. Then it is not a burden that we carry. Therefore, Vivekataha, through this discrimination, he attains contentment. So, the person, ignorant one like us, he gets the things, indulges and becomes happy. But a wise man, without all these things, he is happy because he has known. Today what we like, tomorrow we don't like that. Think. During our childhood, we had so much attraction towards the different types of toys. As we grow, those toys are dropped, then we are teenagers. Then ours are the live toys. Boy running after the girl, girl running after the boys. Then age grows. Then there is a different change in that. Now we have to take care of the children. They don't study what is to be done and all that. Then again the age grows. Now let them get married and get away. We want to live in Ananya's Nana Nani homes. Slowly, slowly, our attraction toward the things and beings start waning away. See, friends, except, there is one exception, except to ourselves. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati, Upanishad says. The wife is dear to the husband, not for the sake of the wife, but for his own sake. The husband is dear to the wife, not for the sake of the husband, but for her own sake. The children are dear to the parents, not for the sake of the children, but for their own sake. So when the child is doing well, immediately the parents start gloating. We have done this thing. And a time comes that it is found that he is a criminal and a terrorist. Then I don't own him. Why? He was dear to me, not for the sake of the child, but for my own sake. And therefore, be attentive. Wise man is holding on to that from which there is no possibility of change. And that is why, be attentive, when we stand in front of the mirror, whatever may be our age, 82 or 95, not out. So when we stand in front of the mirror, the neck is not steady, but still I look young, isn't it? In Calcutta, morning 6 o'clock, I was sitting somewhere in a garden. That day there was no satsang, so I was enjoying. One mini short old man came with a short pant and a t-shirt and a golf cap, like a tuk. He came and stood in front of me. Unknown who is he, I don't know, he came. Can you tell me what is my age? You can imagine morning 6 o'clock, you go and talk to a Swami and ask this question. Can you tell me what is my age? So, I like playing fool with people. I said, 3.5 years. Because such questions cannot be asked by the grown-up people. See, what is my age? He said, no, tell. I said, okay, I'll tell you. You are 81 years young. The moment I said like this thing, he nearly jumped out of his skin. You are the only person who has correctly judged me that I am 81 years young. Friends, 81 years belong to the body and you don't grow in age. You are beyond time. So you are making a khichdi out of it and talking. See, friends, when we thus hold on to this reality as our essential nature, you will never be disturbed in life. Therefore, today also I was talking to these people, try this real spiritual practice. Do not talk about your past. Do not ask anybody about their past. Net result, you will remain eternally young. See? Because the past belongs to the body. Age belongs to body, not to me. See? In old age, what happens? See that this is how the fun, life is full of fun if you have that vision. If there is a bullock cart and both the bullocks have gone somewhere, so you want to put some other animals so that you can go ahead. One animal, you got a buffalo. Other animal, you got a racehorse. Now imagine that bullock cart. One side is a buffalo, other side is a racehorse, and you start hitting them. What will happen? Exactly, this is the story. Our body is a buffalo, and the mind is a racehorse, and therefore we try to do something. No, I can do. And they overdo and then fall down, then pain here, pain there, pain everywhere. Why do you do these acrobatics? What you want to prove and to whom? See, because we so much hold on to the body. Therefore, vivekataha, the wise man, works under the umbrella of discrimination and wisdom. Shrotriyatvadehe desha shastraihi bhoga doshan avekshate raja bruhadratho doshan tan gathabhi udaharat. Now, the king, his name was Bruhadratha. He told in his writing, but he said, Shrotriyatvad, Shrotriya and Brahmanishta. It is said in our scriptures, if you want to really study and get yourself benefited, do not run after miracles. See, friends. But average people are attracted towards miracles. See? Somebody comes to me and I start, hey, your name is this thing? Yes. You have come from that place? Yes. You have got two brothers? Yes. Their names are like this. Oh, Mahatmaji knows everything. See? Now, I was in Mumbai. There was something wrong with my laptop. Wrong means I could not handle that situation. So I called my friend who stays in Las Vegas in USA. And I told him, I said, hey, this is the problem where I am not able to sort out. He said, Swamiji, do this thing. I will correct it from here. So he entered my laptop from Las Vegas and corrected it perfectly and gave it to me. How he can come from there, enter your laptop? Exactly the same way. Those who know this science of computer, for them it is not a wonder. But for the ignorant people like me, oh, how it is done. In the same manner, those who have control over Prakriti, they can enter anybody's mind and read and all that. And this is what attracts us. That is not the truth. Therefore, Shrotriyatvat, Tad Vidyananatam Guru Vevavigachet, Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. See, Shrotriya is the one who has studied the scriptures systematically. He only can tell us in the language which we can understand. See, there was a great saint in Mumbai. You must have heard his name. Nisargadatta Maharaj. He has not studied pan, tamaku, bidi, cigarette, non-veg, everything. Great master, parallel to Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi. And whatever he is to tell, this is like that because I am telling. He used to say like that. And somebody said, but Maharaj, in Gita, don't tell me Gita, I don't talk Gita, I have not studied. See? And therefore, he was not able to communicate the way it is required to communicate. See, I'll tell you, about 2 years before, there is the ashram of Maharaj in Dahisar area, Mumbai. One evening I had no talks. So my friend told Swamiji, today you are free. So we'll go to that ashram. I said, come, we'll go. We went. And there was one gentleman, Mr. Joshi, I still remember his name. So when we went to that ashram and their bhajan kirtan was going on, after that he came and did namaskar. He said, Swamiji, you have come now, you please come and join with us for dinner. I said, okay. When we went to his place, he told me this. He said, we have understood Nisargadatta Maharaj through you. Although we lived with him, yet what he was talking we never understood. And he used to become so aggressive in telling. And we used to get afraid. Maharaj, Maharaj, Maharaj. Because to communicate, scriptural study is essential. Shrotriya, and not only the speaker, but Brahmanishta, living that experience 24/7. And what is that experience? The simple thing I am telling you. Experience without experiencer. Yogarato va, bhogarato va, sangarato va, sangavihinaha, yasya brahmani ramate chittam, nandati, nandati, nandati eva. No experience in this world will create any dash or dent on our mind. Then we are abiding in the truth. Like when we see the colors and forms, none of them have an impact on our vision, then our vision is normal. Therefore, Shrotriyatva Shastraihi Bhoga Doshan Avekshate Raja Bradrata. Through the scriptural study and Vedas, Bhoga Doshan Avekshate, he has seen and understood the limitations of the worldly enjoyments, and therefore Tan Doshan Gatha Vihi Udaharat. And then all the limitations of the worldly indulgence he has explained. Deha doshan, chitta doshan, bhogya doshan, anekashaha, shunavante payaseno, kamastadvad vivekinaha. Be very attentive. Deha dosh. What are the limitations of the body? First it starts growing upward. Then it hits the ceiling. It doesn't give up growing up. Then starts growing sideward. See? Deha dosha. Then it becomes old and one day dies. Then chitta doshan. The limitations of the mind constantly disturb. All of us suffer because of the disturbed mind. And then we want to run away from ourselves. What do we do? Take the phone. We are afraid of ourselves. See, friends, the other day, one gentleman asked me this question. Swamiji, please tell me something, how to control myself. I said, I don't know. No, actually, I keep on watching, phone. So many things, all kinds of dirty things I watch. And I'm fed up of that. I can't give it up. What should I do? I said, simple rule. It's not difficult. Watch. But don't feel guilty. If you feel guilty, what does it mean? Guilt means you have known you have done something wrong. Therefore, the guilt comes. And what is that guilt? we are disrespecting our own knowledge. See, friends, there is nothing wrong. Yes, see. But if you feel, oh, I should not have seen, but I don't know, I can't stop it, then you go to hell. Nobody can help you. Remember, nobody can help us on the spiritual path. We have to live our life, we have to die our death, we have to practice our spiritual life. There is no proxy on the spiritual path. You can tell your wife, honey, darling, I don't like that Ayurvedic medicine, so bitter. Will you please take on my behalf? That Dumbo will take also. But your disease will not go. We have to practice our own spiritual life. Therefore, Deha doshan, Chitta doshan, Bhogya doshan. What are the limitations of the worldly enjoyable objects? Very simple. Our mind cannot remain attracted toward the same thing for a long period of time. But if we insist, then what happens? See? That creates a swabhav. Swabhav is acquired knowledge, acquired nature. There are two natures. One is the essential nature, that we are divine. Second is acquired nature. We are enslaved by our own habits. Like nobody is born with a cigarette in the mouth and a lighter in the hand. Then we get involved, slowly we start smoking. First cigarette, when somebody smokes, the smoke starts coming out from the mouth, the nose, eyes, ears, the whole body. He doesn't know how to smoke. But then he makes it as a prestige issue. What do you think? I will show you. And he does the sadhana of smoking. And then he becomes expert. Then from his mouth, Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam, he becomes expert to such an extent that now he doesn't smoke the cigarette. Cigarette starts smoking him. I don't know how to stop. I can't stop smoking. This is our acquired knowledge, nature. It is not essential nature. Friends, spiritual practice is conquer the acquired nature and let the essential nature express. Essentially, we are divine, we are blissful. But because of the acquired nature, we are miserable and not blissful, blisterful. Suffer throughout life. Nobody can help us. Therefore, bhogya doshan anekashaha and shunavante payaseno kamastadvad vivekanaha. So the wise people can never get attracted towards, see the terrible dirty example given. If a dog has vomited, will a wise man, wise means he who knows that this is the vomit of a dog, will he go and lick that? In the same manner, the wise people are no more so much covetously indulgent with the worldly things and thereafter regret. Therefore, friends, remember, seeing TV, nothing wrong, but do not become enslaved. And one day you will discover this thing. What? When we are exposing ourselves to so many various types of information, that gets deposited in our mind and that becomes our second nature. Therefore, we should not live our life only to fulfill our desires, but the real spiritual practice is rising above the desires. And whenever we rise above the desires, you will see there is a tremendous joy. One of my friend, old, 80 plus, and he told me, Swamiji, a very good news. I asked him, again getting married or what? He said, no. Then I have given up smoking. And what is great about it? I never smoked. Then what do you understand? I said, okay, you make me understand. He said, I have been smoking for last 60 years. When I was 17, 18, since then I started. So many years I have been smoking. But now, I don't know why, but I just suddenly gave up smoking. Then I asked him, now you tell me, because my spiritual practice is learn. Ignorant people do not learn from their own experiences. Wise people learn from the experiences of others. I said, I want to learn. What do you want to learn? When you were smoking for so many years, you were happy, definitely, yes. What was the quantity of that happiness? For our understanding, let us quantify. You were happy X units, yes. Now you have given up smoking. Now also you are happy. Therefore you came all the way to tell me this, yes. Now in relation to the X units of happiness of smoking, what is the relative value of the happiness that you have? We have now given up smoking. He said, X multiplied by infinite. That day I discovered this truth. Upanishad says, Tyage naike amrutatva manasho. Not by indulgence. Are we not doing it? When we go to sleep, what happens? We give up everything. We don't get anything in deep sleep. And yet, if we are not able to sleep, how miserable we are. See? One NRI from USA, he came, and I was in Mumbai that he came, Swamiji, you are awesome. I said, thank you very much. You don't ask how. I said, no, I don't care. Whatever you say, okay. He said, no, I tell you. What? Whenever I am tired, frustrated, you know what I do? I start your MP3. And I don't know when I sleep. That day I discovered people listen to me not to awaken, but to go to sleep. See? Friends, what is sleep? We give up everything. But we continue to exist. So, Nishkamatve Same Petra Radnyam Sadhana Sanchaye Dukkhamasid Bhavi Vinashad Ati Bhihi Anuvartate. Now both of them, the wise man and the king, both of them, Nishkamatve Same Petra. For the king, he has got everything, therefore no desire. Wise man also, no desire. So Nishkamatve Same. And what about the king? Rajnyaha Sadhara Sanchaye Dukkhamasid. For the king, he has to struggle to acquire more and more kingdom or the things that he wants. And therefore, dukkha asid. It is earning money is also difficult and bhavi vinashat. See? Artham anartham bhavaya nityam nasti tataha sukhalesha satyam putradapi dhana bhaja miti sarvatraisha vihitaniti bhaja govindam bhaja govindam. Earning money is not a comfortable thing. Protecting the money is also not comfortable. And therefore, the king is also having no more desire, but he has a lot of misery for earning the money, protecting it, and if it is destroyed, again miserable. Therefore, the desirelessness for the wise man and the ignorant is this difference. Na ubhayam shrotriyasya. But the Shrotriya, the one who is abiding in his divine nature, according to the scriptural authority, tasya anandaha adhikataha anyataha. But because he has no fear of losing, therefore be attentive. Everything in the world which is finite, you have to repeat it. Finite needs repetition. You chant the Lord's name. Finite, Sri Ram, Sri Ram, Sri Ram. You have to repeat it. Yoga asana, you have to repeat it. Because it is finite. Now take something infinite. Now what is infinite? Take silence. What is silence? Absence of sounds. Sounds are finite, silence is infinite. Forms are finite, formless is infinite. Put these two things together. Sounds, सुनो, फॉर्म्स देखो, मत बोलो, देखो सुनो मत बोलो. You are practicing meditation. Meaning, seeing is happening. We are not against seeing anything. Hearing is happening. But when there is no reaction, something is good, something is not good, therefore an experiencer, meaning a seer or a hearer, is not born. Therefore, the wise man is very clear about it, and therefore his happiness is many million times more than the happiness of the rich man who has acquired so much of wealth, etc. And after this, in the next 3-4 shlokas, this topic comes from Taittiriya Upanishad. That Gandharvananda Shasti Radnyanasti Vivekinaha. So, the sequence is like this in short. A young, healthy, intelligent, powerful king who has got intelligent and beautiful wife. Imagination, what will be his happiness? X unit. Then much more than that, and if you take this happiness of this rich and good king, multiply the 100. So 100 times of the Manusha Ananda is the Gandharva Ananda. Then that Gandharva Ananda is 1. Now then you again multiply this Gandharva Ananda by 100. So 100 times Gandharva Ananda is Deva Gandharva Ananda. Then that is 1 unit. Then again multiply that Deva Gandharva Ananda by the Ajana Deva. That also you multiply by 100, it becomes the another Deva Ananda. Thereafter again multiply, then Brahaspati Ananda. In this manner it goes on explaining to such an extent that the happiness of these various degrees, but all of them are experienced instantaneously by this wise man because he has merged in the infinite, although functioning through the finite body or instruments. See, friends, in short, whatever we are doing in life, we are doing it for seeking happiness. If we can catch this point, let us not do anything to seek happiness. But whatever we are doing, do it happily. You are walking spiritual path. And we express through 3 channels: action through body, speech through mind, and thoughts through the intellect, through the mind. Speech to the organ of speech. So these 3 things. Action, do it happily or don't do it. But we have got a culture of the air hostesses. When we enter the see their change. Because I keep on traveling, people ask funny question. One person asked, Swamiji, do you know the slogan Air India has? Feel at home aboard. What is the meaning? I say meaning is very simple. When you enter the flight, you come across their auntie, dadi ma, chachi ma, nani ma, and therefore you feel at home. Okay, ghar mein aa gaye. And then you ask them, can I get water? How much water you need? No, sit down. So you feel at home. Therefore, Air India is this. No bhayam shrotriyasya tadananda adhikataha anyataha. Therefore, friends, do not do anything to get happiness. Whatever you have to do it happily or don't do it. I don't do. I'm sorry, I'll not do it. But don't become miserable. See, what we do, actually, I don't want, but for your sake, I am taking. This is completely wrong. have the courage to say happily, deny. No, I don't take. No, but my ammas, one of the Leela I tell you, Bhagwan's Leela. Bhagwan Krishna had one Devaki. He discarded her. Then he got in exchange of her Yashoda. Not for all the time, for some time. I also discarded Devaki. But like Bhagwan Krishna, I am not poor. I have got battalions of Yashoda around the world. Now you can imagine how Yashoda was torturing Bhagwan Krishna. That is my story. You go anywhere, eat this, eat this, eat this, eat this. And if you tell them, if I eat, I will die. Never mind, eat. See, friends, therefore, we do not want any happiness, but we are expressing happiness. Through action, through speech, and through thoughts. When you think happily, you cannot be destructive. See? And when you are frustrated inside, see? One example. I was in one of my friend's house, and in the morning we went together. So I like, keeping the things going. If there is no chaos in the house, it is not a house. It is like a hospital. There should be fighting, shouting, crying. You feel at home. Typical Indian house. So before leaving, I told that girl, maybe about 8-10 years. I said, hey, we are going out. Don't you tell your father to get something for you, chocolate? Oh, yes, Swami. Dad, please get me that chocolate, nice, big one. Don't get small one. My friend said, okay. We went. And when we came back, I know he has not purchased. That was my fun. So I went to her. I said, hey, go. Ask your father. He told you he will get chocolate for you. Oh, yes, Swami. She went. Dad, my chocolate. Oh, darling, I forgot. And she coolly went back. My program failed. I asked her, I said, how come you are so cool? I know if he brings something, then something is wrong with him. I know he never does anything. Oh, clear wisdom. Zero expectations. You have learned all Vedanta. This is the foundation. If I keep on imagining because of my lectures, people will improve. There cannot be better fool than me. Therefore, when somebody comes on time, somebody comes halfway, it doesn't disturb me. Why? Because those who come on time, do you think they are listening? And those who come late, they don't listen? No. Everybody is at par with each other. Time pass. Relax, friends. Don't do anything to get happiness. This is known by the wise man. Therefore, we are not seeking happiness in life. So today's takeaway, don't seek happiness. Express or discover happiness. What is the meaning of discovery? Discovery means something is already there. It is covered. Covered by something. Be attentive. Now the covering also we have to understand. You know where I learned this thing? When I am in Mumbai all by myself. So I do everything. Washing, cleaning, wiping the floors and cleaning the utensils, everything. Ekameva dvitiya. So, when the clothes are washed, squeeze them and instead of putting on the line, you just put it, I'll put it later. And as usual, forget. So when I had to put on that lungi, it opened that lungi, dried up. It is in a Bharatanatyam pose. No, I cannot put on that kind of lungi. Then I had to do ironing. Be attentive. When I spread that lungi, it looks so ugly. all wrinkles everywhere. So when we put the iron on that, it becomes beautiful. Be attentive. The beauty of that cloth was hidden by the wrinkles. Are the wrinkles coming from outside? Think. Then, when we put the iron, wrinkles are removed. Where they have gone? Nowhere. So those wrinkles which did not exist appeared and have hidden the beauty of the cloth. If this example is clear, exactly all the thoughts are nothing but disturbed mind. Then take the iron and move on your disturbed mind. What is the iron? Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. When these worldly disturbing thoughts are removed by the divine thoughts, after some time, even the japa chanting also drops. And the truth is revealed in the eloquence of silence. Maunam vyakhya prakatita para brahma tattvam yuvanam varshishthante vasadrishiganaihi avrutam brahmanishthaihi acharendram karakalita chinmudramananda rupam swatmaramam mudita vadanam dakshinamurti mide. Mudita vadanam, smile on the face, not the frown. See? Therefore, this is the most important spiritual practice. Don't do anything to get happiness in life. Whatever you are supposed to do it happily. If you do not want to do not do, but don't become miserable. See? When you do the things under the miserable mindset, what happens? There was one South Indian girl got married to a Punjabi boy. Now what is South India? First day idli, second day uttapam, third day masala dosha, fourth day paper dosha. Because once the batter is made for the whole week, Punjab, every time you have to make separate chapati. Now the South Indian girl, when she was trying to make chapati, first chapati became New Zealand. How come this is not coming round? With practice, then became Australia. Then slowly. And when they start eating chapati, it's not one. One more. And this girl used to get fed up. How much the people eat? In that house, everybody was having constipation. Because the work was not done cheerfully and happily. How do you know whether you are functioning happily or not? You will not be tired. If you get tired in your life, you are forcing yourself. See? Take your children, you tell them, hey, go to the shop and go get some milk, some guests have come. Oh, mommy, it is so hot, in the heat, I can't go. That very moment, his friend comes. Hey, we are going for cricket. Will you like to join? Yes. Where the heat has gone. Whenever you do anything happily, cheerfully, you are inspired. And when we have to do under compulsion, we are perspired. Therefore, various kinds of achievements up to Brahmaji have the same limitation. And the various kinds of lives are told, like, Purva kalpe krutat punyat kalpadav eva chet bhavet gandharvatvam tadrusho atra deva gandharva he is called a Deva Gandharva. Then the Deva Gandharva further goes, he becomes the Ajana Deva. Then he further grows, he becomes the Karma Deva. Then further he goes, he becomes the Brahaspati. Then he becomes Virat or the Prajapati, then Brahma, and then Hiranyagarbha. These are the ladders by which the intensity of happiness starts increasing. Yet it is a calculated happiness because you are getting it through action. Be attentive. Anything which is attained through action, what does it mean? See, this is basic of meditation. Therefore, we never support do meditation. No, undo. What is the reason? See, why something is done, what are the conditions under which actions are done? First, I told you the other day. First, when something is at a distance, you have to cross the distance and go, action is required. When something is incomplete, then you have to add something, then it is usable. If something is dirty, you have to remove the dirt. Now the truth that we are, is it far away? That we have to do something? Is it incomplete? That we have to add something? Is it dirty? That we have to purify? No. Just be. Hey friends, don't we say, be attentive? We don't say become attentive. Be attentive. This is what is meant the wise man living in his divine nature. Therefore, all these various grades of happiness are only the struggle. In Kathopanishad, when Nachiket was told that don't ask me about the self. You take anything you like. On these beautiful apsaras from the heaven, they are yours. They will come and serve you. Whatever you want. You will live for millions of years. You will have no problem. You will be healthy. You will have so many generations of children. No worry. You take that. Nachiket says, Shobhavamartyasya yadanta gaitat sarvendriyanam jarayanti tejaha api sarvam jivitam alpameva tavaibhavaha tavadrutya gite. He says, look here, Shobhavamartyasya, whatever is in this world, it keeps on changing. Changing things cannot give permanent happiness. And sarvendriyanam jarayanti tejaha, when you keep on indulging, the intensity of indulgence slowly goes down. And jivitam sarvam alpameva, whatever may be the age, old man never thinks that his age is enough. Tulsidas Maharaj, he lived for 120 years. That means this 100 not out wants to continue further. Jivita sarvam alpameva. And therefore, I don't want this worldly temptation. You keep it with yourself. On that, Yamaraj says, you are great indeed. He says, I was, when studying, but I was tempted by the position of the Dharmaraj, Yamaraj. And therefore, I became this. But you were not tempted by anything. Therefore, we pray to the Lord, O Lord, let there be disciples like you come to us. See? Therefore, don't seek happiness. Discover. And the covering is, first covering, body identification. Second covering, at the mind level, desires. Remove these two. How to remove? Body disidentification means worldly or waking experiences are not worth wasting our life. And Impurity of the mind, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. Let us not carry the burden of that. In this manner, when we slowly drop all the achievements through effort or action, then what remains is effortless. Patanjali, I can't forget Patanjali. Patanjali, Prayatna Shaithilya Ananta Samapatibhyam. When you merge in the infinite, you are effortless. No struggle. This experience of yours, this is a trailer of realization. Even if I tell you a wonderful joke, you will not laugh. This is Brahmanande Vidyananda. Vidya, know yourself. It is not done through action. It is not achieved by crossing distances. Kurute Ganga Sagar Gamanam. It is not achieved by tapasya, agre vanni prushte bhanu. It is not in the old age we will do. Vruddho yati gruhitva dandam. Nothing will happen. It is now and here or nowhere. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.